Hey, how are you guys? This is Josh Lacey. I'm a pathways coordinator, I suppose, at a high school in Melbourne. The school's called the Pavilion School, and it's a flexi setting. It's a school for kids that have disengaged from mainstream settings. So we do things a little bit differently there, but essentially, it's a reduced timetable, extra support in classes, and it's the whole school is just grounded on building relationships and helping kids get engaged back in to education. So that's the backstory. For this assignment, I thought it might be a good idea just to actually apply it to my career and my setting. So, a little bit about our Pathways program is that it was grounded in Donald Super's lifespan theory, in particular the exploration stage. We're working with young people between, you know, as as it says in Super's theories, exploration stage is 15 to 24, and um, we're working with that age group, so a little bit younger, but yeah, that like what we do is we provide multiple exposures to the world of work in various ways throughout their whole journey um, with us at school. You know, taking them on industry visits, getting mentors in from different careers. Um, they do different vet courses and try things out, encouraged to do that every year. We're doing like mock interviews, um, career speed dating, all of this kind of stuff. So um, it's pretty good. The assessment tools that we use are actually on a website called Career Tools, and it's integrated into our school website. And I believe their main, I believe it's kind of draws from the My Future, my career profile from My Future, which is a nationally accredited, nationally recognized um, career development thing. um, but the assessment that we use is called Copilot, I think, through Career Tools, and it's a trait and factor type quiz where students learn more about themselves, discover their interests and passions and skills, um, and it's a quantitative assessment, so it spits out a score and gives them an idea. It actually matches them up to different jobs and things like that. So it's pretty good, but I've been thinking a lot since starting the course that maybe there's something else that we could bring in and that might complement Super's work. And there's a few that I like, chaos theory and happenstance, but I I've kind of landed on hope action theory recently, and I was drawn to that because of its emphasis on building hope, obviously, and how they say that it works particularly well with disadvantaged communities, and um, that's our students to a T. So our students have encountered a lot of challenges in their life, and they the thing that I hear a lot, particularly with the disengaged students, is they don't see a point, or they might not have any good role models in their life, and it's hard for them to have any hope. So I really like hope action theory. I'm learning more and more about it, and will continue to. But it was developed by Amundsen and Niles, and there are 7 competencies. Hope, the obvious one, self reflection, self clarity, visioning, goal setting, implementing, adapting, and well, as you already know, but they have their own assessment called the Hope Action Inventory, where um, the user, the student, the client would learn more about themselves and where they sit with all of those competencies. Um, I was thinking how it might look in my setting, integrating design thinking principles into it, the 4Ds, um, discover, define, develop, and drive, would be. I think that maybe it might make sense if I kind of do a bit of a scenario, and let's say we have a student named Sarah, and she's pretty disengaged from school. What we would do is in the discover phase, we would, oh yeah, she's disengaged. She says she doesn't see the point, and she doesn't like to talk about careers, and she's not really, doesn't really see her own abilities. Well, she lacks the hope, I suppose. But we would do the career tools co-pilot assessment and the hope action inventory, and we would sit down and conduct a bit of an interview with her. And I like the narrative approach. We would learn more about her, and we would through the discover phase, we would discover the results of those assessments. And let's say that Sarah discovers that she has an interest in technology and is drawn to graphic design, and she sits low on the hope and the self-clarity from the hope action inventory. And we, in the second stage of design thinking in define, that's when we would analyze those assessment results, and maybe we would create a bit of a career landscape for her, where we would have a look at the results and understand any barriers that might be that Sarah might be facing. And then in the develop phase, we would sit down and we would co-create together with Sarah. It's important that we don't just tell her what the plan is. We put her at the center of it, and we do it together with her, and we co-create it. Pardon me. And the plan might look for Sarah, with her interest in graphic design, is we might plan a project where she creates a new logo for the school, for a school program or a community group or something like that. And we would, perhaps expose her to interviews with graphic designers so she could learn more about their process, and she would, hang on, I actually did write it down here. Yeah. Design the project where she created a new logo for the school. Yeah, that really taps into her interest in graphic design and her strength in, to address her low self-clarity. We would include informational interviews with local designers, yeah, as I said. And then as we drive the plan, it's important that we conduct, regular check-ins with Sarah, and maybe we would create a method for her to track her progress in a visual mood board or something like that, which tracks how she feels about the project and how she's feeling in general. And I guess the idea behind all of this, I kind of, just because of the time limit of this video, I kind of just brushed over the surface of it, but the idea behind it all would be for her to get a personalized approach to career exploration, and really learn more about herself, and be able to lean on her strengths and utilize her strengths. We would we'll check in a lot. Um, yeah, what I do like about this in this next prompt is that it's got a real emphasis on adaptability and building transferable skills. And throughout it all, like throughout these interviews with Sarah and with our students, we would always talk about the changing world of work and how important it is to develop the soft skills, um, as opposed to just those technical skills, because those soft skills, and that's what really draws me to those theories like chaos theory and happenstance as well, is that it's all about this. There's a big focus on mindset, and it's not just about it's really hard to describe, but yeah, it's really important to kind of develop a good healthy career mindset where people are willing to take risks and fail, um, but failure isn't actually failure. There's always learning. Yeah. So anyway, I think some of the challenges and things to consider throughout it all, creating such a personalized approach for each student is going to be really resource heavy and take a lot of time. There's a lot of value in it, but as I've been in this role this year, I already know how time limited it is and resource limited, especially in a small school like ours. And another challenge could be just what we always have, which is engagement from the students themselves, and a lack of engagement. People that, particularly if they're low on the hope, they might lack that engagement. Um, and I think measuring long term impact, we really it would be a good idea for us to think of a way to stay in contact with our students after they've left, and to be able to check in and see whether the work that we've done with them around their career exploration, and whether that actually did have an impact, a healthy impact, and affected them on their career journey. So there you have it. Blending Donald Super's theory and Hope Action theory, and using the principles of design thinking, could be a really good way to build a dynamic and personalized approach to career development uh, in our school, in my setting. And I'm really excited about this assignment, to be honest, because it had me thinking of things in a way that's actually going to be really applicable, and going to apply that to work, and it's going to be good for the students. So I think it's important just that along the way we always continue to reflect, learn, and adapt as we go, but keep the students at the heart of everything that we do, and that's the most important thing. So, okay, been 13 minutes now, so I better get going, but thanks for listening. Send me any questions, any comments, and if if I've done this completely wrong, please let me know. I'm happy to do it again. Yeah, I really want to pass this course. Thanks.